Hey guys, welcome back to the YShibi, your coding buddy. And today's topic is we are going to discuss about functions in Python. So I will use simple analogy to understand it, so that it will be very easy for you to get the to grasp the knowledge or to grasp the functions in Python. So I will use very simple analogy. Don't worry, and I hope once you will listen it carefully, it will be very clear to you and you never forget it. So just be with me. I'm gonna explain it in simpler terms. So without wasting time, and let's jump into the what screen, and I'm gonna tell you. So sorry, I think I used different. Okay, so I think yeah, you can see Python's in function in Python. So sorry. So you can see our topic is Python, function in Python. So what are functions? So let's think about functions. You might have already heard like maybe let's take example of a TV remote. You will see and you will see okay, this function is very good in this remote in this TV. And you might say like you might have heard about the functions in phone like maybe YouTube function is working perfectly. Feature also we call it. So in the same way, functions are nothing but modules. You say like, okay, suppose you want to perform a particular task and you want to do it multiple times, or you wanted to do something that is very regular and you don't want to repeat the same things. So it is called the don't repeat yourself, or I'll say dry principle. You will heard this word so many times in programming, like if you want to do something and that is repetitive, try to use it some module or something that so that you don't need to repeat yourself, right? There is a reason behind it why we try to not repeat the same thing. Suppose you keep the same line of code two places. These same lines are replicated here also. Now you want to make a change. So what you will do? You will do change here, 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 and again here, here. But what if something is there and where you kept one time and you are calling it here and you are calling it here? Then it will be easy to maintain. So that is also thing easy to maintain, readable also. You are not like if otherwise it will be like someone is reading the code, he or she have to read this code and he or she have to read this code as well, because you're not sure like what changes you made here and here, but both are same repetitive. So let's take simple kitchen analogy and we are going to discuss it. So let's take, this is your kitchen, your mom is here and she's working, and your mom call your father or her husband. Okay, look, I have so much work and I can't tackle it anymore. You have to hire a maid. Okay. So your father thought, okay, if there is a lot of work, then definitely let's hire. And you are in the rich family. You belongs to a rich family, and your mom said, and your father decided, okay, let me discuss with someone, and like let me discuss with neighbors, like, and we'll discuss about it, like who is working in their home. And because I heard like okay, my neighbor, let's say your father's neighbor, your neighbors are very good friends of your father. So they discussed with, so this is your mom, okay, this is your father, and this is, so they called, basically finally they called. So this is a you can say cute maid. Okay, okay, and this is your father. Okay, now she he called called her, and now what, you had a discussion and like you said like okay, these are the household chores that you have to do, and she agreed, okay, and these are rules and regulation. You also told, okay, these are the rules, like you don't need, you have to come 7 a.m. and make everything ready before we cook the meal, your mom said. And she agreed on each everything, and you and then now you made an agreement, and okay, like you have to work for this month, and like we are going to pay 7K. I don't know what are the charges of them, or maybe let's say 15K. I want little generous to people. So okay, so this is a story so far. Okay, now whenever like so now in the morning your mom wake up and just called maid, and she responded, yes ma'am, can you and you said like okay, now can you, again let's forget about it. So your mom called maid, not maid, maid. And she said like, okay, yes ma'am. Then you said like your mom instructed her like, okay, can you clean the dishes, whatever we ate yesterday and dishes are left there in the kitchen sink, can you clean them? So she said, okay, let me clean them because I wanted to cook the food. Okay, so you instructed, your mom instructed her, and she's gonna clean the dish, and then she will respond, done, and now you can cook the meal. Okay, so everything looking good, right? And the same thing is function. Something you want to do, like every day your mom is calling, maid, can you do this and can you do that, can you wipe the floor, can you clean this, can you keep all the dishes from the somewhere to somewhere, and can you keep them in dishwasher, can you wash them, can you do this that, and you are instructing and you are calling again and again maid, and she's doing it her work. Okay, so it's good, everything looking good. Now let's jump into the real for Python. So in the Python, if you want to repeat something, let's take example of calculator. If you want to calculate something, you are giving some input and you are getting some output. Same thing. Function is nothing but if you wanted to define, if you want to something like you want to perform some action again and again or so many times or maybe one time, it depends on you how many times you're calling. So if you want to write a function, this is a function only. Made is a function that helps you to clean your home and other and she helps you to in your household chores. Okay, so everything looking good. Now we'll say let's define a function, and the name of function we kept made. So okay, let's say made, it is name of function. Okay, you call, then she will do some instruction you provided and she will do it. If you wanted to give some input like wake up, come 7 a.m. tomorrow, so this is called whatever the inputs that you are giving to function, so this is called as parameters. Parameters, you can relate it with real life. These are the parameters when you are doing something. And then finally she's responding like done or something at the end. This is nothing but return. She's returning some value. It could be any data type. Okay, so that's all. This is a function. And now if we are talking about the real function, so you define the med function. Let's say you are defining, let's say take example of sum. You are creating a function and you are keeping the name sum. You provided two inputs, two values a and b, and you want to do start with a same similar to the what we used in loop. You have to start end with colon, and now the code block or the real code of the function will work here. So you stored the result a plus b here, and finally you return whatever you wanted to return. If you don't want to return, just keep like this only, it will work. You won't get anything return from function. Okay, if you are returning something, let's say return uh, result, you return the result. Now if you wanted to call this function, let's say sum. Now you passed two values a, it needs two parameters or two arguments, right? A and b, these are parameters, that when you are defining them you call them parameter. When you are passing like 5 and 6, you pass, suppose you want to the sum of 5 and 6, so you will say arguments. Okay, I will speed up a little bit so that it will be easy for you to follow. Okay, 5 and 6. Now what will happen when you will call this function? This is called function call when you are calling. Okay, so when you are calling, it's going to go through the code of execution and it will run the code. So it will say, okay, sum, you call the function. What are the values of a and b? These are 5 and 6. Okay, good. So you'll say, okay, let me say a plus b, that means 5 plus 6. So you will say 5 plus 6 equals to, you will say no problem, I'm assigning a label a plus b, 5 plus 6, 11, 11 as a result, and then I'm returning the result. So this return will come here. So you can think of like this is a value, final value that you are going to get, and you are storing it somewhere. Let's call s and the final value, and now you're printing the value. Yeah, so that's all. That's the function. Okay, let's discuss more about it. Suppose now you decided like, okay, I want function, but I'm not sure like if I give two values, three values, four values, five values, or any number of values. I can like, if you see calculator, it's not necessary like you have to give two values only. You will say like you can give 5, 10, 11, any number of time. So suppose you are not sure how many values you are going to give. Okay. Okay, so you are not sure about it. Okay, so what you will do, so there is another kind of function where you are providing some parameters and you are not sure about other parameters. So you can say rest def, and let's say function, say sum again, and suppose you provided a, and after that you are not sure. Okay, so let's say you provided two parameters, and after that you are not sure how many extra parameters you are going to provide. It could be 0, it could be 1. So then there is a concept args that will, like, whatever you are arguments that you are going to provide after it, it's going to compress into single one, and it will store them as a dictionary. We call it tuple. It's basically immutable. So like suppose you passed something, it will become, it will be hold as a it hold, like this args will hold all the values as a single data type. Okay, and if you know, like if there are more than one values and all are similar type of something and you are storing, then it will be a list. So suppose you are calling, let's say sum 5, 6, 10, 11, 4. Okay, now you will say, okay, a will be 5, b will be 6. What about 10, 11, 4? These are all going to be considered as args. Okay, now if you print args, okay, forget about asterisk. When you are printing, you don't need to keep args. Args is just a special kind of variable. If you will keep arg, then it will be treated as normal value, normal argument, like a, similar to the a and b. But when you are using asterisk, that means, okay, if there will be something, some extra variables other than the normal required variables, required arguments, then it will be considered as args. Okay, so that's how it works. So when you will print args, it will be like, okay, these all values will be 10, 11, and 4. You will get output something like this. Got it? And okay, now let's discuss one more concept before we jump into the hands-on. And it is simple one. So suppose you want to sum. Now you are sure, like I'm gonna give you. If you see calculator, if you are adding number 5, so it will show 5 only. It's not. It won't wait for to add another number. Still you are getting output. But here, if you see, if you are not providing b, then you will get error. Like it is expecting two parameters. If you will call some 2, it will say, no, bro, what are you doing? Where is that b variable or second argument or second parameter? You can say, okay. So it will, you will get an error. So what is the catch here? You want to make it optional. Either you will provide or it should take some default value, right? Then you can make it like sum a b equals to, let's say, 0. So if you are not providing b, it will be 0. Okay, so these are called optional parameters. Great. So now you will say, okay, no problem. Sum, I will say 2, I will say b. I haven't provided b. So what it will be? Ultimately, it's like it will call something like 2 and 0. Okay. So a will be a, b you haven't provided, so b will be 0. It will be passed like this. And now you can handle them. A plus b, it will be 2 plus 0, and that will be nothing but 2 only. So okay, so that's how. Now some you will say, okay, suppose, so if you are passing, so always remember one thing. First thing, when you are defining a function, I'm so sorry, whenever you are defining a function, first value will be required arguments a, b's, let's say a, b, and c. Then if there are any optional argument but positional arguments, then you will say args. Then after that, if you want some key value arguments, let's say d equals to 0, e equals to 0, and then you want rest of the key value arguments as quags, then there is one more quags that will store them as a dictionary. Like suppose here, let me say sum you passed 5, 6, 7, and 9, 10. Then d equals to 11, e equals to 12, f equals to 16, g equals to 20. You passed like this. So how it's going to do? Let me map it. it will start comparing with a B, it got C, it got, okay, it can see there are some other values, and these are not like this one, you can say not key value arguments. So what it will do, okay, let's map it, okay, looks good. Now what else is there? So let's say, okay, there is F and G, there is 9 and 10, there is F and G. So 9 and 10, you can say, okay, these are positional argument, not D, not E, something. So it will be mapped to this, these values will be mapped to this. Correct? That's simple story. Okay, now let's jump into the hands-on part. And if you have any doubts, let me know. Just give me a minute. I will just set up so that it will be easy for you. Okay. Okay. 1 minute, bro. Just give me a minute. Hold on. I mean, I will just give you simple examples and it will be simple dimple for you. Command Shift 5. Let's jump. If you have any doubt, let me know. Clear. ls, I'm in the Python's lecture, and let me create it, though it's a lecture 12 or what. So let me open a file. I will create touch lecture 12. Okay, I think I already created. So rm rf lecture 12 lectures 12 ls. So you can see it's not there. So touch lectures 12.py ls. So let me open this file. I don't know if there is shortcut for opening it, but no problem. Okay, so you can see I have opened it. I just opened directly here, but you can open it. So let's say functions. First, we are going to do simple function. We are going to create a function. Define will start defining a function, and here we will call sum a and b. Let's say we have defined two parameters, a plus b, and first it is normal. So you will say result is nothing but a plus b, and return result. Okay, so you created the function. Now you are calling the function sum 5 and 6. Okay, now you are returning something, and if you want to hold, suppose I am not printing anything, then what will happen? Python 3 lectures 12.py. Okay, you won't see any output. Reason, you are not printing anything. So here we need to store result, or if you want it directly to print, you can print it. So let me say print result. Okay, great. Let's say now we wanted to print it. You see 5 plus 6 11. What happened exactly? You called this function, so it will go to this line. Okay, it will map 5 and 5 is a, 6 is b. It will pass, or you can say, then you will enter into this loop. In this line you will say, okay, result equals to I need to add first a plus b, 5 plus 6. Okay, it will do this, then it will add a label to it, then it will return that, and the return value from here. So you can say 5 plus 6 value, whatever we are going to evaluate, our interpreter is going to evaluate, it will return it, and it will be something like, you will say it will be something like, I'm just writing the comment. It will be like result equals to 11. Got it? And that's what it is printing. Okay, let's say another type of function. What we are doing here, now we are defining sum1. Okay, here we are passing a, b we are keeping optional 0. So now let's say result equals to a plus b, and return result. Now print okay, result, I'm just overwriting the variables sum 5, sum 1 and 5. Just I passed 5. Now with a single, though we have defined sum 1, okay, don't get confused with this sum. Here it is sum 1. First thing, sum 1 is nothing but sum, it's like we are passing one value. So how it's going to call it? A will be 5. First required arguments, then optional argument. and so b will be 0. Okay, so you said okay, great, let's print it. What are you expecting, like, from this function? What will it will print? 5, only 5 plus 0, 5. What if I'll add one more argument, 6, let's say 9, 14, b is also mapped. And how, what is the other way to calling b? You can pass it like b equals to 9, 14. But what if we'll do something like this? You are passing b before it. It will throw error. See, what is this saying? Simply, positional arguments follows keyword arguments. Always remember, first you have to provide the positional argument. These are positional arguments, a, b, without any default value. Then these are keyword arguments that we call keyword argument. Okay, here you are passing. So always remember, first you will pass b, then if you wanted to pass b, if you are not specifying, then it will take automatically. So if you take this, great. Now you can see. Okay, let's take another argument, c equals to 10. Let's say 0. At starting it's 0, and then we are adding a plus b plus c. Now we have three variables. But if you see, I'm just passing b. Also, let's forget about it. For again, you are calling b 9. So it will take a will compiled assigned to this, b will be assigned to this. If you are not specifying which variable you are assigning, then it will be like a plus b, or let's say one. Let's do one thing. Print a, b, what is time right now? Print she, and you are printing them. See, okay, let's do one thing. I mean, you can do it. You can experiment with it better. If I'll say, okay, maybe let's print. Let's see, print a is 5. Yeah, it is 5. B is 9. So you haven't specified whether it's b or c. So it will take like a is this, b is this, c is this. So you provided, so b will be 9, c will be 0. Now again, what I'm doing, I'm just specifying, okay, I don't want to assign it b, I'm labeling it c. So now what will happen? That is the beauty of, now you can see c is 9, b we haven't specified, and that's how it works. So that's why b is taking a default value. And that is the kind of control when you want to specify a particular variable and you want to keep another one as default. That's where you will see the beauty of keyword arguments. And let's see, I will tell you one more thing, how to get args and quarks. So let's say define shum2 a, b, okay, let's say a and args we provided. So I will just print it, a print args. Let's see what is there. Let's call sum2. We don't need to print, we are not holding any return value. Return will be none, then we don't need to print anything. So let's say 5, 6, 7. What do you think will be the value of it? See, this is the last one. So a is 5, and rest of the arguments that you are passing, 5, 6 and 7, compressed into, or you can say, to be precise, hold into a single data structure, that is list or tuple. It's tuple, but you can say, think of it similar to the list, but it is immutable. I haven't explained you list, no problem. Similarly, if you want to give, okay, suppose you wanted to give something else. Let's say define sum3 a, b, okay, let's say a, and you are giving quarks, some arguments quarks. Okay, then what you will do, print a, print quarks. Great. Let's say shum3 2, 5, 4. What do you think? Will it accept it? Just let me know. You'll see error. Takes one positional argument, but three were given, and just try to understand what it is expecting. These are positional argument, and these are the key value arguments. But here you are passing three positional argument. If you wanted to pass keyword argument, key value arguments, then you have to pass some label with it. Let's say you are giving C equals to 4, E equals to 5, then it will take them. These are the key value arguments, yeah, or keyword argument. Now if you'll pass, it will say, okay, A is 2, and yeah, A is 2. Okay, one thing I haven't done. See, 2, A value of A is 2, and rest of the arguments that you passed, C, 4, E, 5, these are nothing but key value arguments, or keyword arguments. Default value is C equals to 4, not default value. You are not specifying at the time of definition. So you are passing some value. Okay, I want C as a 4, E as a 5. Then it is going to store as a dictionary. Okay, you can see. And that's all for this lecture. We are going to discuss more about it. If you wanted to discuss more, you wanted more explanation on it, if you have confusions, do let me know, and I will explain you better. Like maybe I'll schedule a live class, and we are going to discuss. I'll cover everything, but let me know. And if you have any feedback, do let me know. I will consider them if they are fruitful. I will consider them. Thank you so much. Bye bye.